Welcome back. Let's do question 7a. If x squared minus 16x plus 73 is equal to a times x minus m squared plus p, then determine the value of m and p. So how can we do this? We have to change the standard form, which is this one, to this form. We usually call it the turning point form because it gives us the coordinates of the turning point. So we have to change the standard form to the turning point form. Then how can we do that? We can do that by completing the square. Actually, I'm going to show you two ways of doing this. Or the other way, we can expand this one so that we get the standard form. And then we can find our m and p. Alright, let's start by completing the square. So we have x squared minus 16x plus 73. Right? What's the first step? Is to find half of the coefficient of x, so which is half of negative 16. Then what we do with half of negative 16, we square it, and then after that we add and subtract it. Okay, right. So it becomes x squared minus 16x, and then we have half of negative 16, which is negative 8. And then we square it. And then after squaring it, we add and subtract. Let's square it, we get negative 8 squared. It's going to be plus negative 8 squared. Okay, we also subtract it, minus negative 8 squared, then plus 73. We just fitted this one here between negative 16x plus 73. We just put this. Then what's the next step? The next step is to factorize the first 3, which is the trinomial here. So it's very easy to do this. You just take x and half of the coefficient of x, which is negative 8. You just take x and negative 8. You put them in the bracket, x minus 8 like this. Okay, you see you have x here and negative 8 there. You just put them in the bracket and square. You factorize this part. But if you want to do it the long way, you can do that. Like you can say x squared minus 16x plus negative 8 squared, that is 64. We're looking for the factors of 64 that can give us negative 16, which is negative 8. X minus 8, x minus 8, which is x minus 8 squared. And then we're left with this part, which is minus negative 8 squared plus 73. Then this gives you 9. Now let's compare the two. It means our a is 1. You can see that there's an invisible 1 here, but we're not asked to find a, m and p. But let's just write it. A is equal to 1. Then what about m? M should be 8. We have x minus m here. We have x minus 8 here. So it means m is equal to 8. And then p is equal to 9. This is p. This is p. And then p is equal to 9. The other way of doing this, we can what? We can expand this. We can expand this. So it becomes a, then x minus m squared. X minus m squared should give you x squared minus 2xm plus m squared. Okay, and then plus p. You can do it long way. X minus m times x minus m. That is x minus m squared. X times x squared. X times negative m, negative xm. Negative m times x, negative xm. Then negative m times negative m, that is positive m squared. Then you get your x squared minus 2xm plus m squared. Gives you this. Okay, let's distribute a. We have a x squared, but we know that our a is 1 from this. Our a is 1. And then negative 2axm, and then plus am squared plus p. Right, and then from this equation you can see that a is equal to 1, so we remain with x squared minus 2mx plus m squared plus p. right? And then if you check here, we have the coefficient of x, which is negative 2m. We have the coefficient of x there, which is negative 16. So we can say negative 2m is equal to negative 16, right? And then we have this, which is the constant, m squared plus p should be equal to 73. Let's start by finding m. So we divide by negative 2 on both sides of the equation. M is equal to 8, right? Which is same as that. Now, m squared plus p is equal to what? Is equal to 73. This is equal to this. So what we do, m is 8, so it becomes p is equal to 73 minus 8 squared. So p is equal to 9, which is same as that. Let's do question 7b. If 2 to the power x is equal to k, determine the following in terms of k. So it means we have to rewrite these expressions with 2 to the power x. We must have 2 to the power x in these expressions. So this one will be 2 to the power x squared. This is just the same as this. And then where there's 2 to the power x, we can put k, which is k squared. And then what about this one? This is just the same as 2 to the power x to the power 1 over 3. This is equal to k to the power 1 over 3. Or you can write it as cube root of k. Right, what about this one? We want to write it with 2 to the power x. So this is like 2 to the power negative x times 2 to the power 1, isn't it? Right? And then this is like 1 over 2 to the power x times 2, which becomes 1 over k times 2. Then we can write it like this as 2 over k, or you can say 2 times k to the power negative 1. But this should be your answer. Let's do 7c. So we can use both the laws of exponents here and logarithmic laws. Remember, when dividing powers with the same base, we subtract the exponents. So if you check this side, we're dividing powers with the same base. So we're going to say 3 to the power log 2 to base p minus log 8 to base p. Right? We just subtract the exponents, is equal to 9. 9 is 3 squared. Right? Now we have powers with the same base, we can equate the exponents. Log 2 to base p minus log 8 to base p is equal to 2. You have to remember this logarithmic law, which says log m to base a minus log n to base a is equal to log m over n to base a. We have to remember that. Okay. Now we have to use this law. So it means it's going to be log 2 over 8 to base p is equal to 2. Now we have to change from logarithmic form to exponential form. It's going to be p squared is equal to 2 over 8. It's going to be p squared is equal to 2 over 8, which is like 1 over 4. So p squared is equal to 1 over 4. Now we can find p by square rooting both sides or using the difference of two squares. So p is equal to positive or negative 1 over 2. But a base of a logarithm cannot be negative. Therefore, p is equal to 1 over 2. The other way you could have done this was to say, let's multiply both sides by the denominator. Then 3 to the power log 2 to base p is equal to 9 times 3 to the power log 8 to base p. Right? So this is 3 to the power log 2 to base p is equal to 3 squared. That is 9. Then times 3 to the power log 8 to base p. Here we're multiplying powers with the same base. So this is like 3 to the power log 2 to base p is equal to 3 to the power 2 plus log. We have powers with the same base here. We can equate the exponents. Then we have log 2 to base p, and then is equal to 2 plus log 8 to base p. Then you subtract both sides. We have log 2 to base p minus log 8 to base p is equal to 2, which is just the same as this. And then from there, you just continue like we did here. And then you get that your p is equal to 1 over 2.